All right, boys, how's it going? So in this video, I'm gonna teach you the YouTube automation secret success formula that you can follow if you want to build an automation business for YouTube. Now, this is gonna be some theory and then some practical, and I'm gonna really break down everything that we do and have done to build systems that make us 20K profit every single month with YouTube automation. So the goal of YouTube automation for us is to build systems that work on venture capital principles. And I'll explain a bit more about this later. But really, the secret to success is high output or volume. That is really what it goes down to. Volume and consistency equals probability of outliers. Somebody posting 1,000 high quality videos per week will always beat somebody posting 10 videos. And we can just do this very simply by stealing existing formats and then just posting 10 times or even 100 times more than the competition while maintaining the same quality. There's a few ways you can go about business. The one that we are going to be following here is the red ocean principle. So I'm going to break these down quickly, stay with me. So red ocean principle basically is that there's already a product in the market. You're just going to be battling in that market. You're not trying to invent anything new. You're just going to be copying the competition and then just beating them. Blue ocean is where you make new ideas, where you think of like new concepts and stuff. And this is difficult because it's hard to automate sort of ideation. We don't want to automate ideation and just coming up with these concepts. We want to find things that are already working in the market and just do them ourselves better and more. So the examples I'm going to give you right now apply to what we do. So we didn't invent the tutorial niche. We just found the tutorial niche. We found what worked well, and then we just optimized it and beat everyone based on volume, essentially. This can be done with so many niches where you just find a niche that works and just beat them on competition, on output, and you're gonna beat the competition. Mr. Beast is the kind of guy who does Blue Ocean. He thinks of all the ideas. He tries all these crazy ideas himself. And that's why he does well. He doesn't have to do a lot of volume because he comes up with these ideas. But our strategy is based on volume and red ocean principles. So now I've broken that down, we're just going to steal existing formats, post 10 times the competition, and maintain or improve the quality. And so the reason you're probably not seeing any success right now with business is because you aren't outputting enough stuff. Really, in any business, dropshipping, investing, anything, it really comes down to power law distribution, where you have to do a lot of output. A lot of stuff is going to give you returns. So power law distribution works like this. A tiny fraction of startups produce nearly all of the returns. So in a venture capital, they're going to invest in like 100 companies, and they know that most of these are going to fail or break even. Like 99% of the stuff that they invest in will not work, and they know that. But the way they make money is that they'll find one winner out of these 100. So for example, they might invest in 99 companies that do shit, but if they invest in Airbnb, that's going to do like 100x, and that's going to return all of the losses and more. And so it kind of works like this. 70% will fail, 20% will break even, 9 of them will do okay, like a 3 to 10x, and 1 will absolutely do insane numbers, 100x, and that's where they're going to make all their money, from this kind of section here. And this is what we need to do with YouTube. This is why volume is very important, because we're basically increasing our probability of finding a winner. When we post one video, the chances are it's going to go into here, because we're just not posting enough output. There's not enough volume. And so this applies in business. So if you have one piece of content, then it's probably not going to do well. If you post, 100 pieces of content, then even if one does well, it's going to beat everything and it's going to pay for all of the failures. And so we're not trying to win on every single hit. We're just trying to win over the batch. So over a batch of 100 things, we're trying to win once because we know that will pay for everything. Every attempt has a small chance of winning. And that's why you need to put out a lot of volume. And the way this works with YouTube is that, let's say you post 1,000 videos, most of them are going to fail. Most of them aren't going to do well, especially with the red ocean strategy that we follow. You can't predict the ones that are going to work. You can only control how many you actually produce. And so our whole sort of theology is that we beat the competition by putting out more output than them without lowering the quality. Because once we can leverage all these systems, we can produce more, we get a lot more shots, and then we'll get those couple outliers that get 1 million views and pay for everything. Even though 999 will do 1K views, that one video that gets 1 million views will pay for absolutely everything. And this is kind of the principle that I'm going to be teaching you now. And I'm going to tell you how to apply it and how to actually use this principle for your YouTube channel. So firstly, the number one reason why beginners are going to fail with YouTube automation is because they're going to try to do everything themselves. They might post 10 videos. It's going to cost them a lot of time and a lot of money, and they're going to see no results because they're simply not putting enough output out. And so if they want to actually succeed, they need to 10x or even 100x their output. But to 100x the output, if it costs you $300 to make 10 videos, it's going to cost you $30,000 to 100x that. And no one has $30,000 to spend on videos. And this is where systemizing and optimizing really is going to change the game for you. And this is how it kind of changed the game for us. So from the jump of any YouTube channel that you have, your goal is to systemize it so that you can automate it at a high volume, reduce the cost by 90%, and basically beat the competition on the output. I know I keep saying this, but it's really, really important. Output, the amount that you output is going to be the key to how much money you make. If you've posted, say, 10 videos in your life or 100 videos in your life, and one of them has done well, and you've made let's say you've made 5K from that one video, if you were to go ahead and make 1,000 videos, you'd probably have 10 videos that made 5K, and so you would have basically 10x your return. So I'm going to show you how you can actually go ahead and do that. How do you build these systems now? And the example I'm going to give you here is for this AI story niche, just because it's the most simple to kind of break down for you and get you to understand. Now, one thing to note is that this kind of strategy works on all different levels. So, this level of content can be outsourced for $1. To make these kind of videos is going to cost $1, whereas another type of content might cost $500. But just because you pay $500 on one video doesn't mean you get returns. You're still going to need to use the same logic. So you're still going to need to have 100 or 1,000 of these videos to actually see these principles work. But for beginners, starting at $1 videos is good because everyone can afford 100 or maybe $1,000 into content, whereas people can't afford 50,000. And at the lower end, when you're making these videos for $1, this is where the volume matters even more because the competition is higher. And really, we're just beating people on volume. That is the thing, volume, volume, volume. So here we go, we've got this niche here. And let's say, they've got these videos here that are doing well. This one has 500,000 views in the last 3 months. And I'm not telling you to jump into this, I'm just giving you the example of how I would go about automating this and beating the competition. So the first thing we need to do is plot out the video format. We found this channel, we know that it works, it's getting views. We need to figure out the exact type of video they're making down to a T. And so if I just drag this up here, what you're going to see here is a simple AI video. They have a simple title for the story. The bulk of the video, they have just an AI image. They have this bouncing back and forth sort of editing. They have this crackling. They have a voiceover. And that's essentially all it is. It's a very simple video to go ahead and create. And so what I've done is I've mapped out all of the stuff that's in the video. And this is what you need to do. Find the video and break it down as detailed as possible so that you can copy the quality to a T. You don't need to experiment, you just need to copy it exactly to a T. And so we're going to need AI photo, we're going to need some simple editing, we're going to need Spanish audio. And what we're going to do now is we're going to plot it out in step by step as if we were going to manually make the video. So these are the things we need. We need a video title. So we need to think of some video idea for the video. We need to then write a script for the story. We need to go ahead and get a voiceover. Now, in our case, we'll just use 11 Labs. We need to generate some kind of image. Again, we can use AI for this. We're going to need to edit together in Premiere Pro, and then we're going to need to upload it to YouTube. So this is the loop that you need to follow to produce these kind of videos. You're going to need to do this every single video. This is what you need to do. And so if you're going to go ahead and do all of these steps yourself, the first thing is it's going to take you a while. So the video idea, that's going to take you a minute. Writing the script, this is going to take a minute. Generating this might take you 5 minutes. Generating this might take you 5 minutes or like a couple minutes. Editing it together might take you 5 minutes. Uploading it might take 5 minutes. So total for the video, it might take you 20 minutes. And it might not sound like a lot, but you know, how many hours are you realistically going to want to do this for per day? If you can make 3 of these an hour, even if you do this for 7 hours a day, you're still only going to be making 21 videos. You're only making 21 videos. And it's okay, but you're spending all your time doing this. So the first way we can automate this is with VAs. The problem with this is that it does come with some expense, especially when you're scaling. But now, let's say we get this process and we standardize it a lot and we give it to a $3 an hour VA. So it's going to cost you $21 a day, and they're going to be able to make, let's say they make 21 videos. So cool. Now your time, this is going to take you basically, 0 hours per day once you've set this up. 0 hours a day to automate this. And if you wanted to, say, output 100 videos a day, we'll just times it by 5. So you're going to get about 100 videos. But that's going to cost you about $100 a day in employee costs. So already, the costs are stacking up. And if we did this for like a month, that's going to be $3,000. So you can see here already it's kind of getting expensive. And this doesn't take into account any like costs of 11 labs or any AI costs here. So really, if we take into account AI and everything, this could be an extra $1,000 a month. So for this, you're looking at like $4,000 a month, let's say. Now, obviously, we can cut down the cost with like different AIs, but just for this example, we'll say it's $4,000. So $4,000 is going to produce us 3,000 videos. This is great. This is going to be great. You could end it here if you had unlimited budget and you had $4,000 to spend a month. You could just leave it here. But what we need to do in order to, we've already broken down the time threshold. So it's not going to take you 14 hours a day to produce this content or whatever it might be. So in fact, this would take you 35 hours a day to produce this content. But by outsourcing it to these guys at $3 an hour, you've saved yourself 35 hours a day, which isn't possible. So you've already saved yourself however much that would be across a month. So your time is back, but now you've got the money problem where it's going to cost you a shit ton to outsource it, and no one's really got that money. If you were to go ahead and just do this, you would still see great returns because of the amount of content you're putting out there. Let's say that 2,900 do badly and make like $1, but you're going to get like 100 videos here that make, let's say, $100 or $100 there. And so already there, you're going to see returns because of the amount of volume I'm putting out. But now we're going to go ahead and break it down more, and we're going to remove the employee as much as possible, or at least leverage their time better so that one employee can make 3,000 videos. And to do that, we're going to outsource this with AI and software. And I'm just going to do this very simply. And I'm going to give you the principles that I'm using, but this will change a little bit for your needs. So where can we cut out the costs of the VA? Well, realistically, a lot of these steps we don't need them to do. In most cases, software can do this. So, waiting for this script to be generated, that's going to waste their time. Waiting for the voiceover to be generated is also going to waste their time. Waiting for the images to be generated is going to waste their time. Even editing it together can be done with code and AI. Uploading also can, but we prefer to upload manually. But really, the only thing that they need to do is give it a video idea, or at least start the system. So giving a video idea and upload it. So we've kind of broken it down to 2 steps, as long as we can automate all of these in bulk. If we can do these in bulk, we're saving them a lot of time. And the video idea takes a minute, the upload takes like a couple minutes. So really, we've broken down this from a 20-minute process into a maybe 5-minute process. This is if we can automate these steps. And now I'm going to show you how you can automate these steps. So first of all, we need to make titles for videos. And to do this, I like to use ChatGPT if I'm gonna, as an example, as the AI for writing the titles. You could use a different model, but just to break it down, let's use ChatGPT. So really what I'm gonna do here, and what I like to do is I'll just go ahead and I will get out the snipping tool. I'll open this up, I'll copy the channel, and I'll just go ahead and get their top performing videos. Let's say these ones here. And you can do this across multiple channels. I'm gonna send this ChatGPT and be like, tell me why these titles are good. I'll send the screenshot in here. Based upon these YouTube titles, please tell me why they are good, why they have gone viral. Just that will do. And then we're just gonna add it in here. Hope this will load. Hopefully this is gonna send. If it's not, I'll just go ahead and get some, I'll have to paste in them manually. And what I'll say, all of this stuff wasn't possible before. Because AI is getting smarter and smarter and smarter now, it's better analyzing this stuff. Before it couldn't. Before it just didn't have any idea. And it's going to break down why it's done well. The titles work well because they combine psychological hooks, narrative structure, and algorithm optimization. Okay, that's just bullshit. But it's going to say every title has mystery with human stakes. Great. It gives the viewers this kind of feeling. They use some kind of long gaps, I don't know. Oh yeah, they use long time frames, whatever. It's basically broken down the titles, and it understands now which titles have done well. We can even go here and give it the bad ones, but really the bad ones are probably going to be the same. It's just some pick up, some don't. So now I'm going to say to it, please can you give me a system prompt that I can use to generate these types of titles in bulk. And in fact, it's even asked us if it wants to reverse engineer a full title formula. Here's a system prompt. You're an expert YouTube storyteller and title specialist. Tone, serious, cinematic, emotionally heavy, feels based on true events, avoid clickbait or exaggeration, and it's given us like a format here. And so now we've got a system prompt for generating the title. I'm going to go ahead and just copy this into our Mario board here. I'm going to save this for later. So this is going to be the title prompt. Let's make it a bit smaller. And we're basically now writing out all the prompts so that we can automate this process without having a human have to do this. So next up we need to write the story script for these videos. And to do this, I'm going to go ahead and give it the subtitles and get it to analyze it and go ahead and give me a prompt for that. So we can go to YouTube. I'm just going to copy the link address. I'm going to type in YouTube subtitle downloader. I'm going to paste the video in here. There's many free ones. Hopefully this just works. Some of them will try and get you to sign up. We can get this in TXT. Now in the same window, I'm going to say to it, please deeply analyze this, or the story from the video, and tell me all of the key points and structure that made it engaging and successful. So what this is going to do now is going to look at the structure of the story, and it's going to reverse engineer all of the things in the story so that we can use this to make a prompt for generating a script every time. And so here it's breaking down why the story is doing good. It's telling us how it opened the loop, the promise payoff, time compression, the stakes, emotional anchors, escalation ladder, micro mysteries, all of this stuff. Just broken down the structure of this script. And it's given us an outline that we can actually follow. So now I'm going to go ahead and be like, can you use this info to write me a system prompt which will make scripts like this. I want to just give a title and it should make a script for this. Now, in real, like if we were doing this really, we would go ahead and copy the video length as well. But I'm just gonna, for the sake of this, I'm gonna be like, please make the script run time 3 minutes long. I'm just gonna do that for ease of use, but you can make this more complex if you want to have longer videos, etc. But it's gonna give us a prompt now that we can use to automatically generate the story. And what we're basically doing is we're building out all of the different prompts so that we can build a software or a custom tool to go ahead and actually make these story videos. And so I'm going to go ahead now and just paste the prompt onto here. At the bottom I'm just going to add, make the runtime 3 minutes long. So now I'm going to start building out a tool that can automate this process. Now to do that, I'm going to be using Cursor. This is where you're going to need to be somewhat technically smart, but realistically anybody can do it. It's very simple. I'm going to briefly walk it through for you, but the whole idea is just to show you how we actually break things. Now inside Cursor, I'm going to go ahead and give it a system prompt to build this application. So I want you to create me a simple web application which can help automate YouTube story videos. Okay, so I'm going to say we will be using Replicate to get the APIs for the AI models. Here's how the tool should work. We give it a title for the video. It generates a story script for the video. Here is the prompt for the script. I'm going to go ahead and copy this in. After it generates I want to make sure it's 3 minutes long. Please make sure the run time is 3 minutes long. Oh, okay. Okay. After it generates the script, please, let's see what voiceover model we can use. I think they're going to have some voiceover models in here. Or we can just do text to speech. Let's just type in TTS. The one that we like to use is Minimax, if they have it. Cool, so we're going to use this for the text-speech model here, just for ease of use. After generate script, please create a voiceover using this. I'm also going to say, here's a print. Please use GPT 5.4 via, or GPT-4 via Replicate to generate the script. After generating the script, please create a voiceover using Minimax. Then finally, use Nano Banana to generate one image which represents the story. Now what we can do as well is we can go to ChatGPT and we can get ChatGPT to write a system prompt for generating the image, but I'll just do it like this. Ensure it's 1920 by 1080. So this should be a simple to use visual interface which can be easily debugged. And so what this will do now, we'll be able to put the title in, it should automatically make the script, the voiceover, and generate the image for it. I'm going to go ahead and hit enter, and we're going to start building the application for this. And so while this is being built, I just want to recap what we've done and why we've done it. We've basically found a format or a niche that's currently working, and we've broken it down as simple as possible. And then we're going to basically figure out every single step that's required to make a video, and we're systemizing it so we can automate it with AI and software. And we're doing this because if we can output more than the competition, we can beat them. Now I'm going to go ahead and I am going to grab my API key from Replicate, and I'm going to put it into Cursor. Now just quickly, Replicate is basically a place that has a load of AI models on here, and it's just one API key for everything. So it just means that you don't have to have a balance for different things. It means that you don't have to have many different APIs everywhere. It's just one simple way to use a lot of different tools in one place, essentially. And you're going to get a lot of models on here. And so here we go. Here is the tool that we've just built. I've just built this right now. This is going to be the first test. I guarantee it's not going to work, and we're going to have to figure out why it's not working. And we're going to have to go back and forth with Cursor a bit to fix it. But I'm going to give it a test now. A dog saves, a camera is found in a mine. Now, we could use the prompt from earlier for the title. So you see there's an error here. We're going to go ahead and fix that. So yeah, there's errors now, and we're just going to go back and forth and fix them. This is going to be the time-consuming part that requires a little bit of problem solving. But if you basically just stick at this for maybe a couple of days, you'll be able to build a tool that automates your process. Now, at a higher level, you would hire a dev that can do this, and that's where you're going to really start to build a big operation. But for now, we can just keep going back and forth and fix it ourselves, because it's pretty simple. It seems complicated, but it's not that hard. All right, so we've done some debugging, and maybe it's going to work better now. I'm sure we're going to have more problems we're going to have to fix. So we're going to say a camera found in a mine. We're just giving it a random video title. So the story generation should be working now with GPT-4. The audio should be working with Minimax. The image gen should be working with Nano Banana, and then we'll just see how it's going. Now, if we want to go further, we can actually automate the editing process with the video, but that's slightly more complex. But just for the sake of this, I'm going to show you how to do these steps. All right, here we are. So put the title in, it's now generated a script. Something it's done wrong is it's gone ahead and it's made it in this format, so we need to change the prompt. The voiceover works well, the image isn't downloading properly, but these are all things we can just keep improving on and fixing until we have a product that works. And boom, here we go. So I put a title in here, it's generated as a script. Generated as the voiceover, which is good. It's given us a image. Now this needs to be 1920 by 1080. But what you can see we've done here is we've taken the original process that we had, the original thing, and originally it would have taken 20 minutes to make a video. It would have cost like $3 per video. It would have cost like $1 per video for the employee costs. But now what we've done is we've gone ahead and we've cut it down so it takes like 1 minute to generate all that stuff. Editing it together can be done with AI as well. And so the process went from 20 minutes, it's going to be like 2 minutes now. Meaning our costs have gone down a lot, and now we're able to really push out this volume cheaply, efficiently, and high quality. And so this is just a live breakdown. This is taking me half an hour. Half an hour to build this tool out, which can now produce thousands and thousands of videos. And obviously, if you want to build it out slightly differently, you can, but it really works for our needs. But yeah, that is kind of the video. Theory and yeah. But really, succeeding with YouTube is all about volume. The way you get volume is by systemizing. And the way you systemize is breaking down a process into manual steps, and then figuring out what can be outsourced by an employee, and then figuring out what can be outsourced by AI and software, until you have a final product like we've built there that can be fully ran automatically or almost automatically to produce videos. But that is the video. If you enjoyed it, let me know. I hope you found this useful. This is the exact stuff we do when we're trying to build a process. And any questions, let me know down below. Got a free Telegram down below you can go ahead and join, where we talk about YouTube automation. And yeah, thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.